How has the Albanese Labor government delivered for the critical minerals industry in its first year?
Good question.
Give the call to the Minister for Resources and the Minister for Northern Australia.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and thanks to the member for Pearce for her question and for her ongoing and enduring support for the resources sector of this country. Mr Speaker, this government recognises the role of critical minerals in our net zero ambitions and the role critical minerals will play in helping Australia and the world to decarbonise. As I have said before, the road to net zero runs through Australia's resources sector. Over these past 12 months since the election, the Albanese government has been delivering in spades for the Australian critical minerals sector. Last weekend, the Prime Minister met with President Biden and enhanced Australia's relationship with the US by establishing climate, critical minerals and clean energy alongside defence and economic cooperation as the third pillar of the Australia-United States alliance. And this is encapsulated in the Climate, Critical Minerals and Clean Energy Transformation Compact signed by the Prime Minister and the President last week. As part of this compact, I'll gladly be spearheading a new Australia-US task force on critical minerals that will fast-track critical minerals supply chain development between our two countries. This task force will be administered by my department in cooperation with the US National Security Council. This is a very important step and a significant step for the critical minerals and rare earths industry of this nation. But that's just one of the many ways this government is helping to build the critical minerals industry in this country since taking power. We've also entered into agreements on investment and development of critical minerals and rare earth elements with Japan, the United Kingdom, Germany, Korea, France and India. And it does not end there. I recently announced close to $50 million in grants to 13 projects across Australia as part of the second tranche of the Critical Minerals Development Program. Those grants are expected to drive up to $120 million of private sector investment and support up to 900 jobs, including around 100 roles for First Nations Australians. These projects will produce critical minerals such as cobalt,
again will be warned.
Graphite, high-purity alumina, tungsten and rare earths, and provide key inputs into strategic supply chains. The support for the sector does not stop there, Mr Speaker. We also, in the recent budget, announced $57 million, the International Partnerships Program, aimed at securing strategic and commercial partnerships, and, of course, $23 million to extend the operation of the all-important Critical Minerals Office. This is in addition to the government's $1 billion Value-Adding in Resources Fund that is part of the $15 billion National Reconstruction, of course, fund that those opposite failed to support. And this National Reconstruction Fund will support the development of our critical minerals, which those opposite used to say they support, but of course in abandoning the space in supporting the National Reconstruction Fund, they have too abandoned the critical minerals sector of this country.